Hello, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on how to use business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. Today, we're looking at the ethical organisation, reputation, and how to manage ethical conflicts. We're going to start with a look at the ethical organisation, and there are many models involving pillars, and I've chosen this one because it was based on a paper by Linda Glebe Trevino, Laura Pincus Hartman, and Michael Brown. They start with a rhetorical question posed by Plato. Would you rather be an unethical person with a good reputation or an ethical person with a reputation for injustice? The thing is that reputation for ethical leadership rests on what they say are two essential pillars. The perception of you, both as a moral person and as a moral manager. The executive as a moral person is characterised in terms of the individual traits such as honesty and integrity. And as a moral manager, he creates the strong ethical message that gets employees' attentions and influences their thoughts and behaviours. Both are necessary. To be perceived as an ethical leader, it is not enough just to be an ethical person. An executive ethical leader must also find ways to focus the organisation's attention on ethics and values and to infuse the organisation with principles that will guide the actions of all employees. I particularly like this adaptive model because it also illustrates a third important pillar, that of structures and processes and procedures, so that as we grow, we ensure that the behaviour is kept in line with our business values. Managers are sometimes faced with business choices that create tensions between ethics and profits, or between their private gain and the public good. Any decision where moral considerations are relevant can potentially give rise to ethical dilemmas. For example, a decision that requires a choice between rules, or where there is no rule or precedent to follow. A decision that morally requires two or more courses of action which are in practice incompatible with one another. Or a decision that should be taken in one's self-interest, but which appears to violate the moral principle upon which you support. This business ethics synergy star model helps to frame the dilemma to enable a brainstorming session to generate alternative solutions. This is best illustrated by an example, so bear with me. Suppose you are offered a lucrative consulting contract conditional upon agreeing to a kickback, a percentage to the general manager of the client company. Your dilemma is either to accept the contract or not. Your objective is to have a successful business and is denoted at point O in the star. There are two actions. One is either to accept the contract, illustrated at the point Z, or not accepting, illustrated at point minus Z. The business condition is the kickback, and that is denoted at point X. The ethical condition is that you have an inherent honesty policy, and that's denoted at point Y. So consider how many situations where point Z and point Y could actually coexist. For example, you could blow the whistle on the general manager, agree to the kickback but not actually ever pay it, lower the price to make it irresistible to the client but let it be known that no kickback will be paid. And what about a coexistence between point X and point minus Z? For example, you could apply your efforts elsewhere, say in a client company where no kickback is expected. or raise the price and threaten to blow the whistle on the general manager if he doesn't still award the contract. There are many creative problem-solving methods. Robinson suggests Ye's 7 C's, and here's the checklist for you. Concentrate on one arrow at a time. First, the Y-Z axis, and then the X to Z axis. Step 2, creatively brainstorm any and all scenarios where the two ends of the arrows can or do coexist without criticising any of those ideas. Step 3, combine any ideas emanating from the brainstorming session that appear to be similar or contain the same underlying principle. Step 4, converge on one or two possible resolving courses of action. Step 5, consider the principle or principles underpinning the possible resolving course of action and ensure that there is no violation of your mission, values or ethical codes. Step 6, consult and confirm with all your stakeholders, including those with whom some form of guiancy exists. And step 7, commit the resolution to writing and implement. The beauty of the business ethics synergy star enables the entrepreneur to reduce any decision to its component parts. Being an ethical leader requires developing a reputation for ethical leadership. Developing a reputation for ethical leadership depends on how others perceive the leader in two dimensions. One, as a moral person and as a moral manager. Being a moral person encompasses who you are, what you do, and what you decide, as well as making sure that others know about this dimension of you as a person. Being a moral manager involves being a role model for ethical conduct, communicating regularly about ethics and values, and using the reward system to hold everyone accountable to the values and standards. And of course, how you manage conflicting dilemmas. So there you go. That's an outline of the ethical organisation, reputation, and how to perhaps consider those dilemmas and make some decisions on them. Have a go. Download the templates from the Hidden Edge website. Do share your stories there too. I'm building a portfolio of case studies where we can share our experiences with other people on the internet. So until next tea break time, enjoy the rest of this one.